Hello everyone, welcome back to Spectrum classes. This is my lab activity video, and in this video I am going to tell you how to prepare the starch solution which is used as an indicator. Apart from this its used as indicator, it is also a colloidal solution. So about the colloidal solution I am not going to discuss here in this video. I am going to discuss its application as an starch indicator. Right, so before discuss about the lab activity, how to prepare this starch solution, I am just collecting few points about the structure and about its properties here in this slide. So the chemical formula of the starch is C6H10O5 whole N. This whole N means what? Whole N termed as poly. Starch is a polysaccharide comprising glucose monomer. So it's a polymer with the monomer of glucose. These glucose molecules joined by alpha 1,4 linkages. Here I am going to show you the structure. So here the alpha 1,4 linkage is this. Its linear polymer is termed as amylose, whereas its branch polymer is termed as amylopectin. This amylose is the active fraction of starch. It is tasteless, soft white powder which is insoluble in cold water as well as alcohol and other organic solvents. So how to prepare this starch indicator? Here is the preparation method and I am going to show you the lab activity. Here I am going to boil the water in this heating mantle. You can check the temperature. So this water I left for boiling. Meanwhile I am preparing the slurry of starch in cold water. So I have taken 1 gram of starch. I am just pouring it in the beaker. Now I am adding cold water to this to make slurry. Very little amount of cold water, and now I am going to stir this to make the slurry. And after making this slurry, I am just going to add this slurry in the boiling water which I have already kept on the heating mantle. So to this I am going to add with the help of a glass rod. It is insoluble in cold water. So here you can see how we are going to mix this starch slurry in the hot water or boiled water. After adding this, I am just leave this beaker for 1 or 2 minutes to further boil. Here I am just going to show you how it looks like. So I leave it there, and after few minutes I keep it at room temperature, and after cooling it I am just going to filter it. And after filtration I am just going to keep this starch solution in this reagent bottle with tightly stopper. This starch solution is used as an indicator in iodine titration. Iodine titrations are of two types. One is iodometric titration and the other one is iodimetric titration. That I will discuss in my next video. It reacts with the iodine in the presence of iodide ions to form intensely blue colored complex which is visible at very low concentration of iodine, or we can say this starch is very sensitive towards the very low concentration of iodine, so we can see the color of that starch iodine complex. This complex can also be represented like this because this iodine in the presence of iodide ions which form I6 chain inside this amylose helix, and the color of this complex is dark blue. Let me show you the example here in the lab activity. This is the iodine titration, and in the starting we have this much dark color, and when it is fainted we add the starch solution. You can see the color. So we have seen the preparation of starch indicator. Now we are going to discuss about its advantages. Since it is very inexpensive, so that is the advantage of using this starch indicator. It is highly sensitive towards iodine, can form the starch iodine complex with very low concentration of iodine. Apart from that, it is not a redox indicator. It responds specifically to the presence of iodine, but it not changes the redox potential. Now we are going to discuss about its limitations. Freshly prepared starch indicator should be used for the titration because it readily get hydrolyzed, and its hydrolyzed product is the sugar, which is a reducing agent. So that can interfere in the titrations. That is why, to avoid this interference, we need to use freshly prepared starch indicators. This question can also be asked in your viva. Secondly, it has very high tendency to hydrolyze in the acidic solutions. And since most of the iodometric titrations are carried out in the acidic medium, therefore this starch indicator should be added at the later stages of the titration. This starch iodine complex is also sensitive towards the temperature. The color which we observed for the same concentration of iodine at 25 degrees centigrade is 10 times less at 50 degrees centigrade. The important question from the viva point of view is that we add this starch indicator in the titration vessel of iodine titrations at the very later stages, when the intense color of iodine, which is dark brown, it becomes pale yellow at the later stages of the titration. So why should we add this starch indicator at later stages? Because in the starting of the titration, concentration of iodine is very high, so this starch forms a complex with the iodine, and since iodine is high in concentration, so more iodine is absorbed on the starch indicator, and this more concentrated starch iodine indicator dissociates slowly, and therefore it results a diffuse endpoint. So that is why we add this starch indicator at just before the end point, when we visibly see the very less color of the iodine. Apart from this, organic solvents decreases the affinity of iodine for starch and markedly reduces the utility of the indicator. Here I am showing you this. Here I am having iodine in hexane, and in this I am going to add the starch, so you can see how this starch will give the color in organic layer. So guys, I hope you find this video helpful. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you all. Thanks for watching.